How do you do? I'm Dustaroo. Welcome back to the Great Rework series. This week we are covering Dead by Daylight's debatably most controversial character. I said debatably, not definitely. Go relax and drink a Fanta or something and wait for your number to be called. Don't worry, you won't be waiting long, I promise. Yes, that's right, we are going to be talking about the Thrower. Wait, that's not right. The Tosser? No, that doesn't fit either. It must be the Thruster. No, that may be right for some people, but not this. The Trickster? Wait, he's called the Trickster? Well, that's less of a fitting name than all the other three. What tricks does he do? He throws knives like a knife trick? Okay, what else? That's it? He's called the Trickster because he throws trick knives at people. Isn't he a musician? Surely he does some tricks using audio, right? Since his whole character is like a mad artist. Singer. No? He just also really likes knife tricks and that's all his power is? Okay, I'm done beating this dead horse, but can you blame me? It's just so easy. But speaking of dead horses, did you know only 93% of people who watch these videos are subscribed? I know, that's more unbelievable than behavior knowing shirtless Victoria would sell well. So why don't you help change that and leave a subscription? Cheers. Yes, we are talking about the Trickster, Dead by Daylight's official piece of K-pop eye candy. A character so drenched in bright color, the fear he elicits is more like a slowly approaching cute meteor, in knowing that nothing you do will be able to stop it from hitting you. You will succumb, no matter how hard you struggle. But it could be very long, or it could be instantly, and that's the fun, I suppose? Let's get this out front and center. The Trickster's addition to Dead by Daylight, just for his design and character, was one met with a lot of pushback. He's not exactly in line with most other characters in the game tonally, or at least when he first launched, he was often considered a thirst trap or a play into the, shall we say, devoted K-pop audience market. So it needs to be said so there's no misconceptions on my feelings about the Trickster. I don't hate the Trickster for his character. I don't love him for his character, but I think he does have a place in the game's cast. He fills a role from an aspect of horror known as bubblegum horror, a genre that forgoes most of the darker color palette of traditional horror, where the mystery and the ambiguity match with the obscuring and unknowable aspects of darkness that builds suspense and tension. Bubblegum horror flips that on its head for a brighter and bolder, oftentimes more feminine or sexual visuals. A horror genre based around romance and visual beauty being in contrast with darker subject matter. It's like looking at a picture of a vivid and overly colored flower that you can see rotting beneath the first row of petals, and it has maggots crawling all over the stem. The twistedness or the corruption of something beautiful, fun, or even sexy. Trickster is an example of an uncanny valley-like feeling between both beauty and vileness. A monster draped in silk. Pagan Min. So no, I don't hate the Trickster. Is it my preferred genre of horror? Hell no. But I have a lot of characters who scratch that itch for me, that I'm completely fine and kinda happy for the addition of this style into the game for those who are looking for it. And seeing how the community is already melting down looking at the Alien Queen's ass, I'm sure a lot were very happy for this kind of character. What I do hate about the Trickster is his power feeling just as bipolar as one of my exes, going from extremely oppressive and uncounterable to completely frustrating to use and sometimes making you feel helpless. We rarely see characters whose power fluctuates so heavily between broken and useless. It speaks volumes for what a bad power design the Trickster's blades are. And the worst part is, I never feel tricked when it comes to his power. I always know what's coming. I know I'm going to be getting hit very soon or not at all. I never even have the feeling that I could win this or lose this, depending on each other's playstyle. The moment I enter a loop with a Trickster, it's either what do I do after I get hit, or how long is he actually going to try and keep throwing knives at me. The trick blades are the only thing that has me guessing, but those are a purple add-on, and I see them in maybe half the times I get the misfortune of loading into a Trickster game. The singular statement I feel when facing Trickster, no matter if I get crushed or they do, is simply, This is going to be a boring match.
Solitude in E minor. Yeah, E minor, alright, yeah!
So with this rework, I'm focusing more on an audio-based killer power that leans a little bit more on the name of the Trickster. Disclaimer, I need to specify something before we get to the actual power. I saw it pointed out in my twins video. The point of this series is to try and take the original concept of a character and add some new aspects and tweak how they feel. Some killer powers are harder to actually make enjoyable for both sides. Some are just one-sided or very limiting design-wise. But I'm not just scrapping the killer's original power to give them something brand new. If I wanted to do that, I would just make a whole new killer concept idea for that. All these characters have fans, even if it's only like 2 of them, so I don't want to completely gut what they may have responded well to. I'm just trying to make it feel better and maybe give them something else to sink their teeth into. And I won't succeed on that front all the time. I'm also not going to make a video just on making the number lower and the number higher, or what bugs should be fixed. While probably the best choice for a lot of these characters, it's not the most interesting watch or an interesting video for me to make. This is about ideas people would like and not like. In each video I get a better gauge on what people would actually find as a good interaction. So thanks for sticking with me through this. Let's finally get to the main point, making the Trickster a Trickster. His power is divided into a couple sections and he has a fair amount of changes, so we will go over it bit by bit. First, we'll go over his base changes. Trickster is now a 115% movement speed killer, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. Alright, so let's talk Showstopper. The Showstopper has a base of 44 blades. He keeps his throwing movement speed of 3.68 meters a second, or 92% movement speed. Blades keep the same laceration amount, which is 6 blades without add-ons. The Trickster can still injure survivors if they are healthy, but cannot down them with his blades. On the filling of the laceration bar, survivors are inflicted with Dazzled. Survivors who become Dazzled are inflicted with Oblivious for as long as Dazzled is still applied. Dazzled lasts for a maximum of 60 seconds without add-ons. Survivors hit with a blade while Dazzled have 4 seconds applied back to their bar to a maximum of 60 seconds without add-ons. The Dazzled bar is always visible to the Trickster so he can know how much Dazzle is left on a survivor. Dazzled survivors will randomly hear moving Trickster laughs from behind their character. The laughs sounding like they are coming closer or getting further away randomly. The laughs will always sound like they are coming from behind the survivor's camera orientation no matter where they are looking. Dazzled cannot be removed by any means, including hooks or being put into the down state. Speakers. Around the map are placed 5 speaker systems. The Trickster, when hovering over a speaker's aura, can activate them, projecting a secondary terror radius within 32 meters of the speaker. The speaker's terror radius acts like a killer terror radius, so distance from the projecting speaker will change how intense the terror radius is. While the Trickster is in the radius of an active speaker, his terror radius takes priority, and the speaker will be muted until he leaves the 32-meter radius. Dazzled survivors will scream out in the presence of active speakers every 10 seconds, while within the active speaker's radius. In the presence of activated speakers, survivors will lose their obliviousness as long as they stay within the range of the active speaker. Dazzled survivors who come within 16 meters of an active speaker become overstimulated and suffer the deafened status effect as long as they are within that range, only able to hear the Trickster's laughs applied through Dazzled. Survivors can disable active speakers in a 4-second animation that turns them off for 60 seconds. This only works on active speakers. Speakers not projecting audio cannot be disabled. Main event. Upon activation, for 30 seconds, all speaker systems in the trial will be turned on, projecting a terror radius from all the speakers and making the Trickster undetectable during this time. During main event, dazzled survivors can be placed into the dying state by the Trickster's blades. It is time to talk add-ons. Trick Pouch. Start with 5 extra blades. Increase the capacity by 5 blades. Memento blades. Hitting blades on already dazzled survivors adds 8 seconds per blade instead of 4. Killing parts cords. Survivors cannot disable active speakers. Inferno wires. Increases main event duration by 15 seconds. Tequila Moonrock. Speakers slowly build up tear radius intensity till the entire radius of a speaker's sound is that of being 8 meters away from the Trickster. On target single. Dazzled total duration is increased by 10 seconds, making the total 70 seconds of dazzled. Lucky Blade. Blades over 32 meters award triple the amount of laceration and triple the amount of dazzle buildup. Ji-woon's Autograph. Dazzled survivors keep the oblivious status effect while in a speaker's radius. Caged Part Shoes. Movement speed while in the throw state is set to 100%. Meliodas Murder. Reduces reload time at lockers by 30%. Waiting for you watch. Dazzled survivors are exhausted. Ripper Brace. Blades hit at 16 meters and above deal double laceration and double dazzled buildup. Fizz Spin Soda. Survivors who become dazzled have their aura revealed for 10 seconds. Bloody Boa. Start with 10 extra blades, increase the capacity by 10 blades. Trick Blades. Allows blades to ricochet off the environment twice. The 50% reduction has been removed. Edge of Revival Album. This is unchanged. Diamond Cufflinks. While dazzled survivors are within range of an active speaker, they are revealed on Killer Instinct. Cut Through You Single. Trickster's blades pierce through survivors. Iridescent Photo Card. Survivors within a speaker's radius have their dazzled bar drain twice as slowly. Death Throws Compilation. Trickster loses the ability to select which speaker system is on. Every 30 seconds, the activated speaker will turn off and turn on a different speaker. This effect happens for the entirety of the trial. And that's the Trickster. Regardless of how you feel about these changes, I think we can all agree this makes the name of the Trickster feel a bit more appropriate. It was kind of a shame that our musician-based killer did not even touch on anything audio-related, and instead they gave us an inconsistent mid-range killer whose power functions basically more like anti-loop. So what do you think? Would this make the Trickster more interesting to face, or more frustrating? Would you like playing this kind of killer? More or less? How do you feel about audio-based killer powers? I'd like to know. Please leave me some feedback in the comments down below so we can see if some adjustments are in order for the update video that you'll see in 10 to 15 business days. So thank you all for watching. I'm Dusteroo, and I will see you all real soon. Bye-bye.